I have to admit that as a pilot myself, I have enormous respect for naval aviators. But dive bomber pilots, they were a breed of their own. I've only had some basic aerobatic training, but it gave me a small glimpse of how unnatural it feels to point an airplane almost straight at the ground. Every instinct tells you to pull back on a stick and level out. These men did the exact opposite. They chose to push their aircraft into a near vertical dive, aiming straight at enemy ship while every gun below was trying to tear them apart. And it worked. At Midway, Dauntless crews doomed 3 Japanese fleet carriers in just 6 minutes, and a 4th later the same day. The secret wasn't speed or firepower, it was precision. In a steep dive, the pilot was essentially pointing the aircraft and a bomb directly at the target. So how did it all work? In this video, I'll show you the entire process step by step using the iconic SBD Dauntless as an example. But before we break down how its pilots made that one shot count, today's sponsor, Medal Hunter, lets you test your own precision under pressure. One shot, that's all it takes to win or lose. The target is moving, the pressure is building, and there's no auto-aim to save you. No luck, just timing. This is Medal Hunter, the sponsor of today's video, a military shooter where every hit feels earned. You're locked behind a flak gun, an artillery piece or a sniper rifle, tracking the target and waiting for the perfect moment to pull the trigger. And when the shot finally lands, you know it was entirely yours. Battles are fought as competitive 3-wave player versus player duels. Each wave builds real tension because one well-placed shot can decide the whole duel. And I can tell you, when you hit the target before your opponent does, it's really satisfying. The locations include Pearl Harbor, Warsaw, Vietnam and Afghanistan with naval, aerial and ground combat. Before each match you can equip gunner cards that boost your damage, speed or rewards. As you progress you can upgrade your weapons, develop your heaven and climb through the leagues and clubs. Medal Hunter isn't about who shoots first, it's about who aims better. Download it for free on iOS or Android using my link below and redeem the code XPLANED to receive 5 gunner commanders for free. Now back to the Dauntless. A full-scale strike typically consisted of 18 SBD Dauntlesses, approaching the target in 3 divisions of 6 aircraft each. Every division was split into 2 sections, and each section flew in a classic 3-aircraft V formation led by the section leader with 2 wingmen. The wingmen usually flew slightly behind the leader on either side, staggered either above or below him depending on the tactical situation. Usually a fully armed SBD typically carries either a 1000-pound general purpose bomb or an armor-piercing bomb beneath the fuselage, along with a 100-pound bomb under each wing. The choice of fuse depends on the intended target. Heavily armored warships are best attacked with armor-piercing bombs, fitted with delayed action fuses allowing the bomb to penetrate deep inside the ship before detonating. As the Dauntlesses close in on the target, they're cruising at around 15,000 feet. The target comes into view at a distance of roughly 25 to 40 miles. The squadron breaks out of its V formation and transitions into an echelon, giving every pilot a clear, unobstructed view of the target. Once the target is positively identified, each pilot selects an aim point, taking into account both the target's movement and the wind. Whenever possible, the attack is made downwind and out of the sun, making the approaching bombers harder to spot. The aircraft spread out. The distance between them increases to around 500 yards. This makes enemy anti-aircraft fire less effective. The aircraft is now almost right above the target. To judge the right moment to begin the attack, the pilot uses this small window in the floor of the aircraft. Just before initiating the dive, the maneuver known as the pushover, the pilot extends the Dauntless's distinctive split flaps and dive brakes. In a standard attack, the Dauntless enters the dive at an angle of 70 to 75 degrees. The dive brakes help maintain a relatively constant speed of around 240 knots. These holes have two important functions. They prevent the dive brakes from buffeting and allow air to reach the tail control surfaces, especially the elevators. This gives the pilot enough pitch authority to recover safely from a dive. Now the pilot's attention constantly shifts between the target and the rapidly unwinding altimeter. For most of the dive, the pilot guides the aircraft onto the target by eye. During the final moments, he may also use the Mark V telescopic sight, which provides free power magnification for more precise aiming. Early versions, however, have an unfortunate tendency to fog up during the dive. Starting with the SBD 5, the telescope is replaced by a reflector sight, which offers no magnification but is far more practical in combat. When attacking aircraft carriers, pilots were instructed to aim for the aircraft elevators. In practice, however, some aimed for the Hinomaru painted on the flight deck. At 2000 feet, the pilot releases the bombs, although the braver ones sometimes go as low as 1500 feet before dropping them. The centerline bomb drops on a special arm. This moves it away from the aircraft and keeps it clear of the propeller. Immediately after releasing the bomb, the pilot closes the dive brakes and adds power. The brakes create enormous drag and take time to retract. The longer they remain extended, the more speed the aircraft loses. The pullout is often delayed until the very last moment to minimize exposure to enemy anti-aircraft fire. However, this comes with a serious risk. The aircraft can be caught in a blast of its own bomb if the pilot waits too long. The pullout itself is brutal. Depending on how aggressively the pilot pulls back, the crew can experience 6 Gs or more, making their bodies feel several times heavier as the aircraft races towards the water. After pulling out, the aircraft heads toward a prearranged rendezvous point, making constant evasive turns along the way. Regrouping is essential. A lone SBD at low altitude is easy prey for enemy fighters, while the combined fire of multiple rear gunners offers the best chance of making it home. The attack is over, but the crew is not safe until the Dauntless is back on deck. That's it for today. If you like this type of presentation and would like to see more, please leave a like or comment and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.